What's up guys, it's Cobalt here. Welcome back to another video. I'll be posting another video tomorrow and on Sunday, and Sunday's video is going to be one showing new customs up for sale in my eBay shop, so don't forget to come back to watch those. But today, as you can see, I have this new LPS set behind me. I wasn't really planning on getting this one to review it, but this is the set with the brand new Fennec Fox LPS mold, and I just need to talk about her because she low-key looks crazy in real life, and the people need to know. So here's what the set looks like. The front of the box, you can see the 3 pets and the accessories. There's also like a really specific little accessory thing in here that I also really wanted to talk about, which is low-key like the main reason I got the set for. But when it comes to actually getting this set, if you live in the UK, from what I've seen online, this set is available at Smith Toys. Here in the US, however, though, I got this from the most random website of all time, and I thought Cracker Barrel was a crazy place to find Littlest Pet Shops, but I got this from a website called like Blaine's Farm Supply or something like that, so it's legit. Like, I'll put the link down below in the description. But why is a farm, tractor supply, Home Depot looking store selling Littlest Pet Shops? I'm genuinely so confused. But without further ado, we're just gonna open this and get right on into it. Okay, so as always, I'm going to be starting off by talking about the accessories, and then we're gonna move on to the pets. If you're just specifically interested in hearing about the Fox, I'm going to be talking about her last because I already know that's gonna be like half of this video. But anyways, these are the accessories that it comes with. The first large accessory is this little tent that all the LPS can go in. I think it's really fun. I love the colors. I love the detail. This is like a solid accessory. You can really only fit one LPS in there though, but it is really cute. The food accessories are both some really common repeats. We have the little boba and then this little cheesecake. The glasses and phone also come in some other sets, but they're a lot less common now because they're a little bit on the newer side, and these are very fun and useful accessories to have for sure, especially if you are just starting your collection, things like that. And then there is this, which is new. It's some kind of little tray. I'm guessing it's like a food tray, like a snack tray or something like that. And then finally, we get 3 pieces of cardboard, which are little magazine accessories, which for starters are so nostalgic because there's a lot of old LPS sets back in the day that came with little cardboard pieces like this, but these are so fun. The artwork on them is amazing. Like, this is low-key what I wanted the most from this set. So here's the first one. I'm not sure what kind of dog this character is, maybe like a Chihuahua or something, and then some sort of like Yorkie perhaps. And then I think this last one is a cat. She is so cute, and I know the artist who made these. She's awesome, so shout out to her as well. This is definitely a really good step in the right direction, and I hope that we see more things like this from artists, especially when they are like this creative and well done. I think it's super cool. It's kind of like a little bit of a more modern spin, but still capturing the authentic LPS style, and I think it's really fun. So let me know what you guys think about these down below in the comments. But those are all the accessories, so now we can start off by talking about the pets. I'm gonna talk about the owl first because personally, to me, she's the least interesting in this set. The owls are cute, I'm just not the biggest fan, and G7 also does have a remold for the owl, so they're a little bit different, but still look mostly the same compared to the original G2 ones. This set is also all ES, so the pets do look pretty good. This one has really nice quality to the eyes, and all of the printing is very, very solid. The colors are cool, but again, I'm not like an owl collector or anything like that, so for me, I'm not like too hyped about her or anything, but I am very, very hyped about the bat. This is the return of the bat mold for G7, and I actually do have one other bat from G2, so I can compare them very quickly. Ignore like how dirty this one is low-key, because I'm expecting this new one to technically be a remold, but I was looking at it and I don't see a date anywhere. It just says China right there. Oh my god. But the original one that I have has the date printed here. This one, for example, is from 2008. But yeah, I'm just going to assume that she is a remold. The head size looks pretty good, something that has definitely been an issue with some of the re-released pets, like the alligators, for example. The head and the body proportions are too small, especially compared to the original one, but these two look pretty spot on. Oh my god, I just noticed they actually painted on her tooth. The wolf mold, for example, has a tooth molded into it just like this bat does. That has like never been painted, even in the Hasbro ones. So the fact that they actually noticed there's a little tooth there that needs to be painted on the mold, that's great. The feet look pretty good. I'd say the feet are probably the thing that's giving it away the most that this is a remold. These ones just look like a little bit thinner, but other than that, like the proportions look completely fine and accurate. You can see here though that the seam around the neck fur is slightly different than the original one, but I would say that this one is like not an issue remold wise at all. I was doing some videos for a while where it was like G2 versus G7 and comparing the molds and stuff. So if you guys want me to like bring back that commentary series, let me know and I can make more videos like that. But I think she's really cute. I really love the eyelashes, like these bottom lashes I've been adding to a lot of my customs recently, and I think that they're really cute and add a lot of personality to the pets. I'm not a huge fan of the lightning bolt eye shines, but I'm fine with them for her. It kind of matches like the cool streaky pattern that she has in her hair and that, and her painted little bat nails are cute too. The only thing that's kind of throwing me off is like the weird lines on her wings because they're like so straight. It's just like drawn with a line tool basically, but then they don't appear on the back or on the other wing. I think that's kind of unnecessary, but she is really cute and she's like the star seller of this set for me. Let's put the glasses on her. Okay, that is low-key super cute. But now let's talk about this freak, and freak is the best way to describe her because what is going on? Her head is a little bit squishy, but that's like normal. The bat is harder than her, but not like rock solid or whatever. So I don't know. It's like the only thing about this that really looks like a Littlest Pet Shop to me is just the way that the eyes are designed. The model itself is not giving Littlest Pet Shop, which is sad because I think the idea of a Fennec Fox LPS is so cute. And if you guys feel the same way about that as me, you should definitely go check out Sunflower Pet Shop because she makes really awesome original models, and one of them happens to be a Fennec Fox, which is peak. It's so much better than whatever this is, so definitely go show her some support and check that out. So I'm actually not too mad about her body. I think I actually like that a lot. The tail is cute, the pose is cute, like from the back I think it looks really nice. The biggest thing is that her limbs are just really skinny, but if I bring in like a Great Dane for example, you can see that he has a pretty wide stance and much thicker legs, and to me that's like a big defining feature of the original wave of Littlest Pet Shops is like their thicker limbs. But then as we went through the different stages, as Hasbro was like changing things up and whatnot, as we got to like G3 for example, we got the toothpick legs. So something like this. Again, ignore how dirty all these LPS are gonna be. They're from my customizing bin, but like this one doesn't even have paws, dude. Don't even get me started on this generation, and this is one of the better ones too. But this one is a little bit better than that body wise because at least like she's got some actual paws. Her legs aren't as skinny as whatever is going on here. Here's like a G4 cat that I thought would be a good comparison. It is a much better comparison. Ignore whoever just fell down back there. But yeah, I'd say that the body and style of the body is much more on proportion with this cat. Same goes for this one right here, especially because they have the same kind of sitting pose. Show that from the back side. This one still does have like a much wider body with the back legs, which is more accurate to a G2 pet, but still like this feels very off model to the rest of like G2 in general. And the last pet that I want to compare it to is this G6 Fox, because this one is also pretty similar body wise. Again, same kind of pose. This one's tail is just sitting up. So I think those are all the best comparisons I can make. This one also has like kind of a similar head shape, just aside from the ears, because obviously Fennec Foxes have really big ears. This is supposed to be a normal fox. And I actually like a lot of the new molds that have come out with G7 because that's kind of something that I feel like is important to keep the brand of Littlest Pet Shop alive, is to continue creating new animals. And most of them have felt like relatively in the same style, but this one is definitely just the most off to me. And it's not just the body and like the skinny legs and whatever, because you could chalk that all up to this being a really specific type of animal. Fennec Foxes have weird proportions. They've got skinny legs and they got giant ears. But to me, the biggest issue is the eyes. They are so close together, which has never ever been a feature of Littlest Pet Shop. Their eyes are actually fairly far apart with how big the heads are. So again, compared to like a bat or something, or like a collie, this one obviously has really small eyes compared to most other LPS, but still, they're fairly far apart proportionally. I think maybe like a tiger or jaguar is a good comparison because this one has very large eyes and a very large head, but again, there's still a lot of space between both of the eyes. And in that same vein, I think that a German Shepherd is also a good comparison of just like how off this one is specifically, because I also think that like body wise, this one could have been a lot closer to the German Shepherd body too. And then finally, finally, maybe a Siberian Husky as well, because this one also has like the slightly thinner legs and she's got interesting proportions, and the eyes are a little bit closer together, but it's just the fact that these ones' eyes are so huge and so close together. And I know I'm like totally repeating myself at this point, but those are just all the reasons why this LPS to me looks so off. And I really don't know anything about 3D models or how to make them. I have messed around a little bit in Blender and Nomad Sculpt, but I still don't really know what I'm doing. I'm just like messing around with the tools. And to me, like when I look at these fluffs and stuff inside the ears, like I can just like feel the way that they modeled that, I guess. And it was clearly done with like a symmetry tool too. And I just feel like it doesn't necessarily land either, especially given the fact that a lot of LPS like don't really have details like that in their ears. And I get it, like she's got giant ears, you want to add something in there as well, but it kind of just looks unpolished to me. Like they could have done a little something extra. I do really love like her chest fluff here. Again, would have loved her a lot more if just the eyes were just shrunken down and then pushed a little bit to the side of her head, because oh my god, her side profile is crazy. Because if those things were changed, then like my issues with the body could kind of be pushed off to the side a little bit. But yeah, I mean, at least she doesn't have like the bug eye thing going here, and her eyes, while they are flatter, you can still feel them on her face. It's just like the side profile is kind of weird. But if you look at her from the side, you don't have the issue of her eyes being literally right next to each other. And this is coming from me, the person who literally draws cartoon eyes like that all the time. Like from the back, I think she looks pretty cute. I like that a lot. And I do like the design. Like I like the orange and the blue eyes. I think that's nice. I like the diamonds in the eyes. You know, something that some of the original molds have had a problem with is that they have like really large kind of bulbous foreheads or not a lot of space in the back of their head. But that's not an issue here. Like they've definitely fixed that. It's just they've taken some steps forward, but then way too many steps back when it came to designing this pet. So I guess like if I were to design this pet, there's a lot of things that I would change about it, but her design is cute. I'm just kind of disappointed. I think I'll probably just like end up customizing this LPS personally, seeing if like repainting her could make me have a different opinion. But if not, like I would love to use the ears for a custom, or at least the body. Like I think the body could have a lot of potential for a head swap too. I'm not really sure. But yeah, I've been yapping way too long about this pet, but she is like the most controversial thing about this set, I suppose. So yeah, once again, here are the 3 pets and the accessories that come in this set. You can find a link down below in the description if you want to try to pick this up for yourself. But of course, most importantly, let me know down below in the comments your thoughts about the set as a whole, and then specifically about the new Little Pet Shop mold right here. My least favorite is always going to be the sloth, because I just like hate the way that one looks, but I think she's probably, unfortunately, one of the worst new molds that we've gotten so far, just because of how much she doesn't really look like an LPS compared to everybody else. And that is mainly because of how large the eyes are and how close they are together. But yeah, thank you all so much for watching this video, and I will see you guys in my next one. Bye!